Hi, everyone. Do you know that moment when you look at your bed and you think, oh, I'm gonna lay down for like 5 minutes, and then all of a sudden it's 2 hours later? Yeah, well, you're not alone. Yeah. Do you know those days where you just feel depressed, anxious, burnout, tired, all of them together, and maybe even more? I know those days very well. Yeah. Anyway, so when I'm having really bad days, I have my list of comfort media. So it's comfort shows, movies, video games, books based on what I feel like doing. Of course, it's nothing magical, but sometimes it really helps me to go through that moment. And I feel like for me, it's always like, are you depressed? Are you anxious? Are you insert whatever you want to insert? And then there's like option A. Do you want to be entertained and forget about your life for the next 2 hours? And the second option is like, or do you want to see someone who's even more depressed and feel good about yourself? Yeah, I feel like that summarizes my comfort things. I think there's something on this list for everyone because I've got a bit of everything. And also, since I'm not a chill person at all, I am gonna rank all the things I'm gonna mention, and I'm gonna rank them with a special system that's basically a graph with two axes. And the first one goes from dark to light, and the second one goes from chaotic to cozy, calm. So yeah, and I think it's actually gonna make it like easier to understand if that's something that could match your current vibe, mood, or whatever. So yeah, that's how it's gonna look like. So let's just get into it and enjoy. So I am sitting now, as you can see. I guess I'm gonna start with comfort TV shows. Yeah, as I already said, I'm gonna speak a bit about them, but I'm also gonna put them on this amazing graph. I just want to say, if you don't agree with me, like, bummer. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna start with like cartoons, animated TV shows. Yeah. And the first one is Hilda. I love it. Hilda is for me is so cozy. And it's like whenever I'm feeling unwell and I know I'm not gonna be able to sleep, I just love watching Hilda in bed, and then at some point I'm gonna fall asleep because it just like I love it. It's cozy. I'm not even sure I managed to watch like a full episode because I fall asleep. Thank you to Hilda. Maybe it sounds negative, but it's not. It's not. Like you've done wonder to my mental health and also my physical health because sometimes I can sleep only because of you. Hilda for me is it's like it's on the light wholesome part, but like not at the top, and it's cozy. It's cozy. So it's gonna go here. Yeah. The next one we have is Adventure Time. I've actually never watched Adventure Time when I was younger. So I've only started watching it like maybe 4 months ago. Shock. I'm gonna put it here because sometimes it gets quite dark and also it's quite chaotic. But for me, if something is a cartoon, it's instantly cozier and less dark, usually. And also, I love that the episodes are very short. I just really enjoy watching it when I'm feeling like a bit stressed, but not too stressed. The next one is Harley Quinn, or should I say Harley Queer? No, I shouldn't. Like sometimes I kind of annoy myself, but anyway, my favorite part about the TV show is that it's sapphic. Like I'm gonna put it here because like I know there's some dark stuff, but for me it's still on the light side, and also it's very chaotic. It feels weirdly comforting to me. So yeah, I love it. I feel like it's a very, very underrated TV show. You should watch it. The next one is The Owl House. This one is very cute. I've also only watched it like 1 year ago and I loved it. For me, I'm gonna place it here because it's quite cozy, but not like the coziest. And it's also on the light side, but it has some like dark elements. It's still a cartoon for children. So, I mean, yeah. And it's very wholesome, very cozy, very cute. This one is definitely very comforting in that sense. Yeah. So then we have Hazbin Hotel, and I'm gonna place it here because it's obviously like it's on the dark side and on the chaotic side. But I mean, every thing that's also musical makes it a little bit less dark for me. I know you can probably prove me wrong, but but in this case, I feel like it definitely makes the show a little bit more fun. And I mean, generally, it's a fun show. I'm not sure it's supposed to be like a depressing show, and it's not. I really love it. I love that it's like 8 episodes, and so I've watched it like 6 times, and I feel like it's really my comfort show. But when I'm in the mood to maybe cry a little bit, or like, I don't know. Also, the music is amazing. I need the second season to be here now, and I need the music in the second season to be just as good as the first one, or maybe even better if that's even possible. The next one is BoJack Horseman. So this one is definitely on the dark side and chaotic side. I always say, I say when I'm asked, which was never, and I said that like 2 times, that I think you either have to be very mentally stable or very mentally unwell to watch BoJack Horseman. Prove me wrong. I'm just gonna say that. Prove me wrong. Because like if you're very mentally stable, then probably you're not gonna like it. And if you're like not enough mentally ill, it's gonna make you feel even worse. But if you're like already at rock bottom, can you go even lower? I don't think so. And most of the characters for me are so unlikable, but also there are some characters I kind of relate to sometimes, like Diane, maybe Princess Caroline. It's definitely not a show I would recommend for fun, you know. But if you feel like you've hit rock bottom and it will only make you feel a little bit less lonely, or maybe you'll like, honestly, I don't want to sound like a bitch, but sometimes I like seeing stuff where people are so fucked up that it kind of makes me feel good about myself, you know. Then we have The Second Best Hospital in the Galaxy. I love this one. I feel like it's very underrated. And I'm gonna place it here. So somewhat on the dark side and also very chaotic, because that's what it is. But I would say for me, it's way more comforting than BoJack Horseman, for example. I don't know. Also, the colors are very nice and the characters are like very relatable. I love rewatching it, and also even if it's very like chaotic, sometimes I have no problem watching it in the evening, even if I want something a bit more calm. Like, it's chaotic, I'm gonna say it again, but I feel like it doesn't make me feel bad about it. I don't know. Then we have Toucan Birdie. Toucan Birdie for me is here, slightly on the light side and slightly on the chaotic side, because it's not even that chaotic, but sometimes there's like loud music or like a lot happening like visually, so it might be like less calming and less relaxing than other TV shows. And there's also like some darker topics that are being dealt with, so you should definitely like look at the trigger warnings like for every TV show if you know there's something that triggers you. But otherwise, I would say for me it's definitely a comfort show and I really enjoyed it. Then we have a TV show I've watched recently. It's Bee and Puppycat. For me, this is like very light, very cozy. Also, I feel like I didn't understand some parts of it, but I watched it more for the vibe than for the content. Like, it's very cute. The colors are very nice. And of course, like, there's some stuff happening that's not always wholesome, but like the general vibe of the TV show was there for me. Then the next one is Inside Job. For me, it's here. I would say there's also some darker topics, but it's for me definitely on the lighter side, but it's on the very chaotic side. If I'm feeling like very tired, very burnout, like very anxious, and I want something super relaxing, it's definitely not something I'm gonna watch then. But I feel like for me, there's something about cartoons generally that's very comforting, so that's why I put them all here. But yeah, it's very entertaining and it's good to like distract you, I guess, and like take your mind off other stuff. Then we've got 2 cartoons left. One is Disenchantment that I put here. For me, it's like on the darker side. And also like there's a lot of graphic stuff and violence, but it's still a cartoon and it's like in medieval times. I mean, not that I don't care, but it's also like less realistic, like, you know. Yeah. And on the more chaotic side, because it's definitely not cozy and calm, but yeah. And I really loved it. I really loved the humor. The first 2 seasons, I loved them. And then I feel like the plot kind of started like doing that. But then there's like some sapphic elements that came in. So for me, it was like the plot doing that, but the sapphic elements going like, you know? So that's why I liked all of it. Also, Dagmar slay.
Slay!
Una slay.
Slay!
I don't know, Dagmar like slay yourself, I guess, but she's a slay, that's what I meant. Una is a queen. Una is literally a queen. She's like a 2-time queen because I guess she's like queen of the queen of the village, queen of the kingdom, I don't know. But she's also like queen of the pirates afterwards, which is like kind of badass. I love her. And the last animated TV show is Carol at the End of the World that I put here. Because for me it was like dark, of course, both the setting and like how this main character Carol feels, but weirdly cozy, you know. And at first I struggled like getting into it, but then I couldn't stop watching it. It was like weirdly wholesome, weirdly comforting, and also it's very short. So yeah. So the next TV shows are not cartoons anymore, but the first ones are like comedy. And the first comedy one is The Residence. And I placed it here because, I mean, it's a murder mystery, but murder mystery for me are often not that dark. So that's why I put it in like light. And it's chaotic, but in a very positive way. And I feel like, of course, if you're feeling very tired and anxious, you're going to want something more calm, but it's like very entertaining and it's very fun. Yeah. Then we have The Good Place, which is one of my favorite TV shows ever. And I placed it here because for me, like, again, there's a lot of like darker topics, but I would still put it on the light side. And there's a lot of like chaotic times, but I would still put it on the cozy side. There's 4 seasons and it's a show that you can really like binge watch. And it's a great show to like forget about your life for the duration of the episodes, you know. And I feel like the characters are all very wholesome and generally it's a very feel-good TV show. And I find that very comforting. Then we've got another TV show that I really, really like. It's called Don't Trust a Bitch in Apartment 23. And I put it here. For me, it's very light and very chaotic. So it really deserves this like angle there. Listen, it's very funny to me. It's like very entertaining. And I feel like when I start watching it, like I've rewatched it like 4 or 5 times. And when I start watching it, I just cannot stop. And I find Chloe amazing because she looks fucking cool. She looks amazing. She looks hot. She's just iconic. I love her. The next TV show is The Sex Life of College Girls. And I put it here because for me, it's on the lighter side and it's not like crazy chaotic, but it's a little bit chaotic. I also loved watching it. It's not the coziest TV show, but it's also like a good comfort show. And I feel like there's a lot of people in the lesbian community that really like identify with the character played by Renee Rapp. There's a lot that's not relatable at all because she's like very rich and I don't relate to that. I wish I could. But there's a lot that's also very relatable. Yeah. The next TV show is called The After Party and I put it here. This is also a very, very underrated TV show for me. And I would say it's on the lighter side, even if it's like murder mystery again. It's more of a comedy, I guess. And on the chaotic side, but like I've seen more chaotic than that. I feel like the concept is so unique and it's so funny. The first season is great and the second is even better. Basically, there's like a crime and then this detective comes and all the people that were there tell the story of what happened, but like through their like mind movie, which is very fun because every episode is basically one side of the same story. And it's also like filmed in a specific genre. Like, for example, you have like one episode that's a musical, you have one episode that's a comedy, you have one episode that's a thriller, one episode that's a cartoon. So it's very fun. And I had a lot of fun watching it. And then the last one for the comedy ones is Ted Lasso. I put it here. So on the lighter side and cozy, it's not cozy all the time, but I would say that it's generally on the cozier side. And I really, really enjoyed it. It's very fun. There's like amazing character developments for basically every character. A lot of the characters are so likable. I feel like more people heard about it than like the after party, but it's still like very underrated. And I feel like generally Apple TV Plus, they are not the best at marketing, you know? Like you should either fire your marketing team if you have one or like hire one. Or maybe that's what they want. Maybe they want to be like we're not like other streaming services. Who knows? I have 3 TV shows left that are, I'm going to say drama, thriller, etc. The first one is The Queen's Gambit, and I put it here. It's like quite dark and also on the more chaotic side. And I know it's not going to be a comfort show for everyone, but it is for me. I feel like Beth is very relatable and again, is very relatable in like more about her feeling and how she feels. But I wish I could relate about the chess prodigy thing. I sadly don't. Sometimes when I'm lucky, I do. Sometimes I'm like, let's play chess, guys. And I win. And then I kind of bluff. And people think I'm a chess pro. This happened once and people were drunk. Maybe that's why. Yeah. And then the next one is Severance. And I put it here because it's quite dark and it's also quite like, it's not cozy, but it's also not like chaos, you know? Of course, it's chaotic in a way that you don't really understand what's going on, but it's also like kind of slow paced and like, yeah. Severance is also definitely not a comfort show like a usual one, but it is for me. And people that know me know that I basically can only speak about Severance. I feel like I got a bit better because now I have also new hyperfixations that are gonna come later in this video. But yeah, I love Severance and it's weirdly comforting to me. And then the last one is The Mentalist. And that's comforting for me because I was completely obsessed with it when I was like 13. You know, like people make fun of like, especially younger, like teenage girls that have like an obsession or that are like really fan of something. And like, fuck you. Because like, for example, for me, like having this thing that I spend so much time doing or like reading about or watching, whatever, really helped me through tough times. And it also gave me a lot of joy. And I mean, you can say whatever you want. You can say that this sounds sad, but yes, I mean, I was sad. So tell me something I don't know, you know. And I put it here because it's like quite on the darker side. And I would say it's neither cozy nor chaotic, you know. And also I'm always like rewatching it. There are some episodes that are like a bit darker because like there's this plot throughout all the 7 seasons that's about the serial killer. So the episodes about this are usually a bit more scary and less chill. And the other ones, there's some of them that are pretty fun. I mean, there is almost always a murder, but I think we already established that there can be a murder and the TV show is still more the comedy side, you know. And then I think I was lying before because I still have 2 TV shows, but it's reality TV shows. So does it count? I don't know. But the first one is a dating show and it's I Kissed a Girl. Loved it. I put it here because a dating show for me, like even if there's drama, it's still going to be on the light side of things most of the time. And then it's like between cozy and chaotic because there's like both. Like I would say maybe a little bit more on the chaotic side, but I don't know. So that's why I put it in the middle. But I really, really enjoyed it. The reunion was kind of crazy, but the rest of the TV show for me was like very wholesome. And I really enjoyed it. And the other TV show is something that I just started watching like 2 weeks ago and I'm completely obsessed with. And it's The Traders, the UK version. And I placed it here because, I mean, of course, it's like, I don't know, it's like it's not like a dating show, but it's still a reality show. So I still put it on light side and a bit more chaotic side because it is chaotic, but also it's amazing. I love it. I think I'm going to do like a video about like the first season because I have so much to say. And that's something for me. I can start watching it and I'm going to watch 10 hours if I had the time to do that, you know. So I feel like it's really comforting in a way that it's going to keep your mind off your own problems for a while, you know. So yeah, that's for the TV shows. Let's go to comfort movies, shall we? The first one is Inside by Bo Burnham. This whatever it is that it is very comforting to me. But again, Bo Burnham, BoJack Horseman, I would say like anything that starts with Bo, watch it when you're already depressed, you know? Anyway, I placed it here because it's obviously quite dark, but for me, it's more cozy than chaotic. It feels weirdly cozy, and it's definitely a comfort thing for me. I love it. I've watched it multiple times, and it honestly makes me feel better when I need to, you know? And I love the songs. The songs are so catchy. Yeah. Anyway, next one. The next one is kind of like on the opposite side of the dark light spectrum. It's Mamma Mia the movie. Of course, the first one. Like, why would you tell me Donna dies and then you expect me to watch the second movie? Like, Meryl Streep carried the whole fucking thing. That's not true, actually. But Meryl Streep is what makes Mamma Mia as iconic as it is. You cannot prove me wrong. You cannot. You know who's also great? Tanya. You know who was also amazing? Rosie. You know who didn't carry the movie vocally? I think we all know. I think there's a reason we never heard James Bond singing, you know. Anyway, so for me, Mamma Mia is here, and it's definitely light, and it's also cozy, I would say. Some things are chaotic, and I'm not talking about Donna sleeping with 3 men in 1 month, because I'm like, you do whatever, go Donna, do whatever you want. The chaotic part is Sophie being like, oh, I can't say which one is my dad just by looking at that. I guess there's only one thing left. All of them are my dads. Paternity tests don't exist in Greece? I know they do. That was chaotic as fuck. I'm sorry, but like, leave in the comments which one you think is the biological father of Sophie. I know we all think it's Bill. Also, the way Sophie sings, it's definitely not Sam. Every song that Donna sings is my favorite song because Donna is amazing. Donna is great.
Slay!
Anyway, I've watched Mamma Mia like 40 times. 40, yeah. It's always been like a comfort movie for me ever since I was a child. I guess that's why. And I know that whenever I'm feeling like very overwhelmed, like very anxious, I can watch Mamma Mia and it's gonna make me feel better for 2 hours. 'Cause somewhere in the crowd there's you. Okay, the next one is Heathers the musical. Of course. I know it's like not exactly a movie, I guess, but I didn't know where to put it. I've watched Heathers the musical. Sadly, never live. I feel like I've watched literally 4 different versions. I always rewatch it when I'm feeling unwell because I know it's gonna make me feel better. Because yeah, I love it. I'm currently trying to work on my voice so that I can sing every song in Heathers the musical. And you know what? I'm almost there. I think I'm almost there. You're welcome. Just need like the candy store riff, you know. Also, I need to be able to sing them in the original key. Otherwise, it's like not a real challenge, you know. Oh, you know what would be a great challenge? Like singing one song of Heathers, but like channeling every character throughout the song, you know. That would be fun. I'm sorry, I feel like I'm kind of losing the plot here. Oh, Heathers the musical, of course. I put it here because it's kind of like dark but also light, so I put it like in the middle, and it's chaotic. It's definitely chaotic, you know. Side note, I love how they did Heathers the musical teen edition. I'm like, first of all, like, was that the only musical you could think of? And secondly, I love how they removed every like mention of sex, alcohol, and drugs. But the part about like the white teenager shooting his schoolmates, that was amazing. That's so American to me. You know, it's like sex, no, alcohol, no. A white guy shooting his schoolmates. Give me your number. Why? Do you really think teenagers have never talked about sex? I mean, they sure do talk about having sex with the guy who murders his schoolmates. Because that's apparently hot somehow. There's memes that are like, if I was Veronica, I would open that door. Like, no, you wouldn't. But maybe there should be like a female JD and then I can judge. Because, yeah. Anyway, I love Heathers. I love it. There's something in the first song, Beautiful, like the intro song, when it goes like, why do they hate me? Why don't I fight back? Why do I act like such a creep? Yeah, that part changed something. I feel like whenever I hear that part, there's like dopamine release in my brain, like instantly. Anyway, the last movie, because it's already the last, because I don't really watch movies. The last movie is Imagine Me and You. Sometimes you just need a sapphic rom-com, and I loved it, and it's very comforting to me. And I put it here because it's light and cozy, but like not the lightest and the coziest. So I feel like it's great there. And that was already it. Those were my 4 comfort movies, or like movie-like, I guess. Yeah. The next comfort things I'm going to be talking about are video games. Woo. So I usually play video games on my Nintendo Switch, sometimes also on my phone. I think a lot of these games, you can find them on different, like Steam, Switch, PlayStation, I don't know, whatever. So the first 2 games, I'm gonna put them together. I play both of them on my phone, but I think at least one of them is also not just on the phone. I think it's the same game developer, and it's Stitch and Puffies. So basically one of them is like Stitch, and the other one is like stickers, puzzles. And both of them, I place them here in the cozy and light area. I would say that the Stitch one is almost cozier, but I feel like it's a great game also to have on your phone. Sometimes when I'm feeling overwhelmed, like on the bus, on the train, it's easy to have like cozy game on your phone and just like distract yourself. Then I have a game that I played on my Nintendo Switch, but I know it's not only on Nintendo Switch. It's A Little to the Left. I love this game. I put it here because it's light, it's cozy, but I guess it could be cozier because sometimes it can be quite frustrating if you like don't know the answer. Because it's like puzzles, it's very cozy. But yeah, I guess if you have to like solve puzzles, it can feel less cozy than other games, you know. Also, if you can't solve a puzzle, you can usually skip it, so that's great. The next one is called The Tiny Sticker Tale, and I put it here because for me it was quite light and also quite cozy. It was not the coziest because it's also kind of a puzzle game sometimes. I guess sometimes I want something even cozier where I really don't have to think at all. I've not seen it a lot like online on Cozy Games Review, and I think it's very cozy. It's very short. So I feel like you're done with the game in like 2 hours, maybe a bit more, but it's not that long. But it's very wholesome and it's fun. Then the next one is Alba. I love this one. It's also quite short. I don't know how many hours I had, but then I was suddenly done. But it's very cute. And I put it here because it's both cozy and light. And this one, you have like missions and tasks to do, but none of them are particularly hard, you know. And it's very cozy. I love the colors. It's cute. And basically you take pictures of animals because it's about getting more wildlife back on the island where her grandparents live, if I'm not wrong. Basically, you go around as this small child and you take pictures when you see new animals, and you have to do some missions about like cleaning the island. And yeah, it's very cute. Then I've got one of my favorite games ever, and it's Chants of Sennaar. I've tried recommending it to like all of my friends who game. No one played it. No one played it. Can you believe that? No one played it. It's amazing. Someone was like, it's kind of like dark Duolingo, and I see where that comes from, but also I feel like I hate Duolingo. I hope the owl doesn't see this video. Anyway, Chants of Sennaar is amazing. I put it here because it's kind of on the dark side, but it's also cozy. Basically, you wake up in this place and you have no idea where you are, and you start walking around and people don't speak, like the dialogue is written with like symbols and you don't understand them. Your character doesn't understand them. And basically you have to go around and try to like understand and translate the language. So it's very fun. You can also like write notes down. For example, if you are not sure about a symbol, you can say, I probably mean something like, I don't know, open. Then you can write that. And then you basically go around and you have some tasks. I feel like I could say so much more, but I don't want to because it's great. I think I need to play it again. It's amazing. I would say the gameplay is like maybe 10 hours, maybe a bit less, maybe a bit more. And yes, sometimes it's a bit hard. I think there were like 2 times I had to Google something to find the solution, but it was not bothering me at all. Like if someone played this game and loved it, please write it in the comments. I need more people to play this game. I've never played anything as good as this game. The next one is Cozy Grove. I really like it. I put it here because I guess like it's not like the lightest, but it still feels light, but it feels very cozy. I'm gonna be honest. I don't really like reading dialogue, so sometimes I skip them. So I guess if you play like me, it's lighter because you have no idea what the people are telling you. But it's very cozy and I really enjoyed this game. You could like decorate the island and you could like build some furniture and decorations and put them on your island. And this stresses me. I only do it in Animal Crossing and it's already enough for me. But I mean, you don't have to. So I just don't. Sometimes I play in the evening before I fall asleep just for like 15 minutes. Sometimes I play a bit longer. I would say though, you cannot play like for like 3 hours in a day because you have like a limited amount of tasks in a day. And then after that, I guess you could see like fish or do some other stuff. But if you're not like decorating the island like me, it's probably going to be like boring soon. But yeah, I love this game. Then the next one is Animal Crossing and I put it here because it's very light. And for me, it's in between cozy and chaotic because sometimes it feels very cozy, but sometimes it's also not cozy at all for me. I feel like when you try to decorate your island, it can get like pretty stressful and chaotic and frustrating, especially all the like terraforming part. So that's why I didn't put it on the cozy side. But I definitely feel that if you are like new at playing like cozy games and you don't know which games to buy, I feel like you don't have to start by buying like Animal Crossing. That's a very expensive game. You could go for like indie games. I usually track the prices of the games with an app and then I am notified when they go on sale, which is very helpful because once I bought a game for like a certain price and then I saw that 2 days later there was a 90% sale. And this happens a lot within the game. So I would definitely find some sort of app or something where you can monitor the price. Whenever I do that, I feel like this is the closest I'll get to knowing how people that invest in crypto feel. The next one is called Donut County. And I put it here because it's very, like, it's quite light, but it's also very chaotic. I didn't find it stressful at all. So that was nice because it was just like weird and chaotic, but in a very entertaining and fun way. It's also very short. I guess you could play the whole thing in like 3-4 hours. It's definitely gonna help you get your mind off stuff for like the time you're playing this game. Then we have Dorf Romantic. I put it here because it's very light. Is it cozy? Yes, but it's also not the coziest because it's kind of a puzzle game. Basically, you have to put these tiles together. You can rotate them and attach them to other tiles and make this like big village. And each tile has 6 sides, I guess. And some sides, it's always like nothing, water, a village, trees, fields. And you should put like the same parts together. So you should like put fields with fields. Basically, you get more tiles when you match like the perfect tiles together. And if you don't manage to do that at a certain point, you don't have any more tiles. And so the game is done. And the goal is to keep going, you know. But it's very cozy. I feel like, especially when you don't know the game, at the beginning I could play for like 6 hours. Now I don't, but I still play, especially sometimes in the evening when I need to wind down. Then the next one is also a chaotic game. It's Good Pizza, Great Pizza that I put here. It's quite light and it's quite chaotic. Basically, you have to make pizza and sell pizza. There's a bit of a like stress factor because you have like a limited amount of time to make the pizza, but it's not stressful at all. And it's very fun. It's a bit chaotic, but like the good chaotic that's gonna entertain you for the amount of time you're gonna be playing. So the next one is Spiritfarer. I don't know how to pronounce the name, but yeah, anyway, this game is amazing. And I put it here because for me it's quite cozy, but it's on the dark side. Basically, you have this boat where you keep like spirits, and it's like people that are in between life and death. Basically, they died, but you still have to help them achieve something. For that, I put it more on the dark side because it deals with like topic of death and other related things. But it's very cozy because it's not stressful at all. You can go at your own pace. You could also play with 2 players local. You don't need a second person, but it makes it like cozier and funnier. It's very cozy. It's very comforting. But as I said, maybe it deals with a bit darker topics. So maybe keep that in mind. Then the next one is called Little Gator Game. This one is so cute. And I put it here because it's on the light side and it's quite cozy, but I wouldn't say it's the coziest, but it's very comforting. You're basically this like alligator and you're trying to convince your older sister to play a game with you because your sister used to play a lot with you, but now she's in college, I think, and she came back and she doesn't want to play. So you like convinced your friends to like organize a big game and to try to convince your sister. It's very cute and I really enjoyed it. Then the next one is Little Guardsman that I put here. I would say it's quite on the lighter side and it's a bit more chaotic than cozy. Basically, you are the daughter of a guard and sometimes you have to take over his job. You live in like a medieval village and you have to be like the guard at the walls to decide who can get in and who can't. But whatever you pick has consequences on the game. And so for that, I feel like it's kind of stressful. And it's also not the coziest game, but I loved it. I need to finish it, but it's definitely a very comforting game. Then the next one is called Melatonin. And I put it here because it's on the lighter side and it's also cozy, but it's like a rhythm game. And I feel like it's cozy, but it gets quite like stressful. Especially I like the colors are amazing. The graphics are awesome. So I wanted to play in bed before sleeping. And I felt like it kind of stressed me out. Especially, I'm not sure if it's made to play with the Nintendo Switch. I think it was made for Steam at first. So you have to calibrate your joysticks a lot so that it really like gets the right timing. And that was like very frustrating to me. But yeah, once I did that, I started really enjoying it. And it's definitely quite cozy and very comforting. The next one is Minami Lane. This is a game I looked forward to a lot. I put it here because it's light and on the cozy side it's cozy, but there's like different game modes. So you can either like you can have like an easier game, but you can also have like the harder game. That's why I didn't put it like on the far right side of cozy. Then the next one is called Sticky Business. I love this game. I loved it. I put it here. So it's on the very, very light side and on the cozy side. Basically, you have a sticker business and you have to design stickers with some elements. You can buy like more elements in the game. The whole game is like designing, printing your stickers and then like packing the orders and sending them. So it's very cozy. And also I find designing the stickers in the game very fun because there's a lot of elements that are very funny. And it's like, I love things that are repetitive. And for me, I don't think I could play for like 6 hours a day, you know. Now I've designed like 40 stickers, maybe more. So at some points you're like, so yeah, but it's very fun. And even just like printing and packing the orders, it's very relaxing. Yeah, I love playing this game, especially like in the evening. It's very cozy, very comforting. Then we've got, I want to say Toem. I don't know. But yeah, this game, I really liked it. I put it here because it's on the light side and on the cozy side, but like not on the extremes. Everything is in black and white. And basically you're this little creature and you're going around and you are taking pictures of things. And so all the tasks you have and all the missions you have are completed through taking pictures. And I'm very bad at explaining things in a convincing way, but I really enjoyed it. It was very relaxing. It was very comforting. This one you can definitely play for a longer time in the same day. And now I finished it and I'm a bit sad. Then I've got 2 games left. The first one is Unpacking. This one is here. For me, it's very cozy and it's on the lighter side, but it's like not the lightest, I guess. You are kind of seeing the story of a woman through, like every time she moves, you unpack her things and place them in the new apartment or house or room. And it's very cute. It's very wholesome. It's very comforting. And you basically see her evolve. You see how her life is going on through the things you have to unpack for her, which is very cool. And then the last one is Wildflowers. This game was awesome. I put it here because for me it was cozy, but not the coziest, and on the light side, but not the lightest. Basically, you are a young woman who goes to live with her grandma, I think. And at some point you discover that she's a witch and you are a witch too. And it's a lot of, I don't know, you can have like friendships and even romantic relationships with other people on this island. You find out a lot of like secrets about other people. You find out about the history of the island. And basically during the day, you're just walking around, talking to people. You can cook, you can farm, you can buy stuff. I love this game. Also, like all the characters are voiced. It's not the graphics I would usually go for. So that's why I didn't start it sooner. You always learn new stuff about people. They always tell you new stuff. And as I said, they are voiced. And it's like very cozy. They also kept updating it. And now I know that they stopped updating it because it's done. And I know I just have the last update left, which makes me a bit sad. Because I mean, you can go on playing. If you don't have any tasks left and any new mission left, I guess at some point you don't want to play anymore. So maybe I'm going to keep playing and just do some fun stuff like divorcing my wife and marrying another woman of the island and then divorcing her and marrying my wife again. You can also romance a guy that's also a werewolf. So I know there's a lot of ladies, maybe also guys, that are into that in the game. So yeah, and that was it for the games. So they're all here. As you see, there is no game that I put as chaotic and dark. There's one game that I have that would fit into this category, but is not comforting at all. And that's the Don't Starve or Don't Starve Together, because it's both dark and chaotic. I think I would rather have to deal with my problems and my life, even when I'm feeling unwell, than play this fucking game. I mean, I do think it's a great game, just not for me. Now to the last part. Books. I don't have that many books on that list because I didn't feel like it, okay? Yeah. The first one is like a puzzle book and it's called Myrtle. I've picked this one up very randomly because I love like classic puzzles like Sudokus and stuff like that. And this one, it's like a murder detective thing puzzle. I don't know, but it's like you solve it like you would solve something more like a Sudoku, but there's also like this murder mystery. It's very fun because it's a lot of like logic, and also there's like 100 puzzles per book. I think there's like 3 or maybe more books. And like the hundreds are divided into 4 groups and they get like harder and harder or like more complex. And that's really fun. Yeah. As first of all, I've rated it here because it's, I mean, yeah, murder mystery, but it's like light. And then I put it on the cozy side because it's quite cozy. It feels very cozy and comforting to me, especially when I don't want to like do something with the screen, like, I don't know, watch a show or something. I really enjoy doing that. Then I've got fiction books. The first one is called Hello Beautiful. Like I put it here because it's not light, you know, it's kind of dark sometimes, but it feels just like very comforting and cozy to me. And it's the story of a family, like 4 sisters and their lives and their relationships. And it's just very beautiful. I really enjoyed it. The next book is called Soldier Sailor. And I put it here. It's kind of like dark, but it's also very slow paced and very like introspective. So I put it on the cozy side because it felt very cozy and also comforting in a way. So yeah. Then we have a book that I've read also recently called Interesting Facts About Space. And I place it here. I would say it's definitely lighter than other books that I've put on this list, but there are still some heavy topics. And it's definitely on the chaotic side, but this kind of chaotic energy that's also comforting because it's about this woman. And I feel like for me, I related a lot to the main character, like how she felt mentally, you know, and that was kind of comforting for me. Yeah. And I found that book really entertaining and quite fun at times. Yeah. Then we have One Last Stop. I've put it here. I've read this recently and for me it's like quite light and a little bit chaotic. Yeah. It's also a bit cozy, but I mean, it's basically a sapphic love story where one of the women is like in the present and the other one is like displaced in time from the 70s or something like that. And so that's why I put it on the chaotic side, you know. Chaotic. Yeah. Anyway, the next and the last book is called Elena Knows. And I place it here. This is definitely on the dark side. And I would say it's kind of slow paced because the whole book is short, but it's also, the whole book is basically one day. But it's that kind of book that I feel when you read at the right time, it can actually feel like a comfort book. Like I read it in one sitting because it's very short and I was like completely in this book. And so in a way, it's great to take your mind off your problems. That was it for this video. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you are new here, please subscribe. And if you're already subscribed to my channel, thank you so much for your support. This means a lot to me. And yeah, see you next time. Bye.